Lately, I've been feeling kind of stupid. The brain rot, the social media infiltrating my sphere to the extent that I am losing my ability to focus in the way I used to is very much a real thing right now. And I'm hoping that you guys will agree with me and that I'm not alone on this. I've talked about this a few times on my channel, the whole idea of consuming without truly digesting. I've come up with solutions like that, like for example, my digital gardening tool, which is a Notion template to just like consume content more intentionally, collect ideas, all the rest. You guys can check that video out if you haven't already. But even with all those tools, I still feel like I haven't perfected my ability to reconnect with like the past way that I used to learn things. I think obviously not being in university or school anymore really does contribute to this. But also I run my own business and I should be learning lots of new things all the time, and I am, but I feel like it's all within the same sphere. And what I really miss is learning like knowledge from different sources. And I don't think I'm alone in feeling like this. Hopefully you guys can let me know. But I feel like when we transition into these adult routines after we graduate, it can be like a little bit numbing to get into these adult routines of just like the same endless tasks and responsibilities. And that's to say it all can feel a little bit repetitive when you're kind of in your same field, your same space, learning the same things. I think we can start to forget what genuine curiosity feels like and kind of lose that spark. So, inspired by a Substack piece by Postcards by Elle, I have decided to reclaim my attention span and rediscover intellectual curiosity. And I want to share this journey with you step by step, so I'm going to take you through that today. So let's get started. This is how I'm rewiring my brain, restoring clarity, and making learning fun again. I've come to realize that the media I choose to consume often chooses my mindset. Now, let me explain what I mean by that. So for example, right, neuroscience shows that regularly engaging with complex narratives can improve empathy and critical thinking. So if you're not taking in a lot of complex narratives and you're consuming a lot of like junk social media, you're just going to lose out on those things. And like slowly over time, I do think it starts to wear people down and like you lose a lot of the critical thinking that you perhaps once had. Or at least it lessens. So because of this, I have created a 3-month rule, and that is to prioritize intentional, thoughtful content. And I'm inviting you guys to come along with me, and I'm going to show you what I mean by this and how I'm going about this. You don't need an expensive subscription for this. I personally use Canopy through my Canadian Public Library account. It's free, so I recommend checking that out. And it's packed with old classics and fascinating documentaries, and I've just saved a bunch that I want to start watching. The goal here is simple. Pick media that challenges your way of thinking and makes you actually reflect on it and feel like you're learning something new. Another tip that I should probably follow myself is to keep a dedicated notebook to take down notes as you're going. I actually like to take notes in my digital garden template, which I will probably talk about later in this video. If not, I have a whole video on it too. Anyways, that's where I collect my notes on all different pieces of media these days, and it really helps just bridge it all together. Starting my mornings intentionally completely reshapes my day. I recently did a whole morning routine video that you're welcome to check out that I definitely feel like has helped me get back on track with my morning routines and the way I go about them. However, there's still some points that I'd like to work on and tweak in my morning routine. For example, research shows that reading daily enhances cognitive function and reduces stress. So from now on, each morning, I really want to incorporate reading some sort of essay or long form article into my mornings. And if you've watched my morning routine or other morning routines, I don't think I mentioned this in mine, but Atomic Habits, very popular book, talks about habit stacking. So very easily, I think I could adapt my morning routine where, for example, having my coffee, I then pair it with reading a long form article or an essay. It doesn't feel like I'm adding something extra in my routine. It's just like pairing it with something I already do. Sources like The New Yorker or even Substack are great apps and resources to go to dive deeper into different topics and niches. And this single habit alone can really expand your attention span and also just enrich your intellectual curiosity. To make it easier, like I said, grab an app or bookmark a site, make it super accessible so it's very easy for you to check out these sources more often. Another thing I like to do is just collect different kind of news source apps because they all come with their own bias just to get different perspectives on things happening around the world, and I kind of like pair that together. Now, I've always had a complicated relationship with social media, which again, I like to think a lot of us do, but some may even say I'm one of those kids that was chronically online. And in some ways, I'm so glad because it's helped me with my job nowadays. I feel like digital marketing came easier to me because I am online a lot. But with that being said, there needs to be more boundaries. And I've made videos on this. I've been brutally honest about it. I think there was a whole video I made maybe a year ago about like my YouTube addiction, for example, which I have actually managed to work on in ways. I'm laughing right now internally because I'm thinking there's so many people who would disagree with that in my life, but it's better than it was, okay? I know that I know myself. I'm not quitting social media completely. A lot of my job relies on it. I talked about that in my digital gardening video as well, where I wanted to take a different approach to it, just consume more intentionally, more thoughtfully. And I want to keep doing that, but I do also want to add some boundaries that I think will help as well. So I haven't done this for a while, but I want to start adding in some app time limit boundaries. Literally don't remember the last time I've done this. And I want to practice more post and leave behavior. Because I am big on, you can use social media to your benefit, and it's a free tool to really help you in life, especially if you're someone who is creative, to shine on those platforms. So post then leave. My goal is always to feel more like a creator than a consumer if I'm going to be on social media. I still use YouTube and Instagram just with stricter time restrictions now, and my goal really is to just come at it a little bit more intentionally. Again, we'll talk a little bit about my digital garden template in a second, but to pick media that makes you think and help expand your ideas instead of just like AI generated slop, or I fell into the whole, what do you call it? Like pop culture gossip forums, but like in video format. I really try to avoid those as much as possible now. The goal is pretty clear. Engage intentionally and avoid mindless scrolling. One unexpected joy that I've rediscovered in my life recently is niche research. And again, I referenced my digital gardening template a lot in this video. It really ties in together well. So again, check it out if you haven't already. But going down those rabbit holes for niche topics has really ignited this like love in myself to research things again and to go down different rabbit holes and to learn about things just for pure enjoyment. And it feels very freeing, but it's also kind of bringing back that structure I had in school to learn these different topics. But now it's all whatever I want to learn. As mentioned, I like to use my digital garden template for collecting ideas, and I have multiple videos on how I do that. They go from a seed to growing to blooms, and I like to connect the dots between each idea and just collect them in there. It's great for not even just collecting ideas, but then also creating them into things like mini essays, little articles for yourself, or video scripts. It's become kind of like a sanctuary for my intellectual curiosity. And okay, this is something I've tried in the past, but completely fallen off with, and that is to eat without distraction. And trying this again recently has been shockingly difficult. Like, I don't know why I feel the need to multitask all the time. And by multitask, I just mean consume content, listen to a podcast, watch a video while I'm eating. Mindfulness during mealtime is actually linked to better digestion, more enjoyment, reduced anxiety. It's a really good practice to just bring into your life more, to have the self-control to like not drown out your thoughts and distract yourself while you're just enjoying a meal and focusing on that itself. Honestly, guys, I don't know why it's so hard to like just eat my food without thinking about the next thing. Like, I'm already thinking about my phone right here and to-do lists and things I want to check, and I have to just tell myself to stop and just eat my food and chill out. And I think this is something I have to continually practice because I did try this in the past, and you just end up getting used to like what I like to think of as multitasking, but a lot of times you're just scrolling on social media or just like keeping your brain active with something else while you're eating. So I'm gonna keep trying this out, but it's not easy. Like, I think my brain really is just used to consuming stuff while eating at the same time. Creating a reading syllabi has transformed my approach to books lately. I always make this massive goal every year to read X number of books, and I haven't reached that goal in years. And so I've kind of just like let that be lately and don't want to stress myself out with another number goal I have to reach. But creating this syllabi has really helped me like plan out, okay, these are the topics I want to learn more of. And it's helping me be more motivated in the books I want to read and getting excited about the ones that come after that. Structured reading not only organizes your thoughts, but also significantly boosts retention and comprehension as well. My personal favorites are kind of like self-help to like business-related books. Oh, not me dropping things. To also anything to do with like history or science. They kind of guide my choices a lot. I also love an old classic. Anyone who knows me well knows that I love a lot of Thomas Hardy in my bookshelf, as you can see. I actually haven't, oh my my goodness, I bent it. Haven't fully read this one yet, so that's on my to-be-read list. Those are my general genres that I like to explore personally. Let me know what you guys like down in the comments below. When I can, in the mornings, especially on the weekends, I find I have more time to do this. I like to take a long walk and listen to music. And not just listen to music, but listen to an entire album, or as much as I can, and in the order that the artist has set it up, because I'm starting to realize like these musicians do create like an experience in the album listening. I think you can learn a lot from just listening to it and kind of understanding perhaps like what the artist is trying to do or why other people may enjoy that music as well. And I really try my best to listen to it start to finish uninterrupted. That's a long walk most of the time, so it's not always the case. But yeah, I really recommend this as like a fun activity to get you to focus on music more and to enjoy your walks. Going on a walk can help me feel better most days if I'm having a bit of like a funk or like not such a great day. But walking and listening to music is this new fun way that I've enjoyed to try something different and kind of venture out and try different things that are maybe not my usual taste as well, get out of my comfort zone there. And it's just been a really fun activity that I've been enjoying more lately too. So I'm listening to How I'm Feeling Now by Charlie XCX, which is an older album that I feel like more people have been picking up lately. So I felt like it deserved its own full listen. I'm only like 6 songs in, but I'm really enjoying it. I also feel like she's the type of artist that would like put it in a specific order and there to be more meaning to that. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far. I definitely recommend you guys to try this out on a nice sunny day. Take yourself for a walk, put your headphones in, and give a full album a listen. Our digital world also tends to leave our hands kind of idle. Like we're not using our hands a lot anymore. And because of that, I think hobbies are so important, like creative hobbies, building things, fixing things. I even remember when I decorated my apartment recently and was building IKEA furniture, like the satisfaction I was getting from that was so nice, even though like, yes, building IKEA furniture is very simple, but I was thinking to myself, like, it must be amazing to be someone who can like really truly build things and the satisfaction that comes with that. I have really tried to paint and get more into hobbies again, and like not just digitally, like not with my iPad, but also just to like really use like pens and pencils and paints and just like to use my hands more, because I feel like there's just this certain feeling that you get from that you don't get from the digital world. I'm sorry that you can hear the dishwasher because you guys are right next to it, but I've been painting this frame recently because it was not a cute frame when I first got it. I mean, it wasn't the worst. It's just you could tell someone had glued like, I think, baseboards together. It's very like arts and crafty. Awesome painting though. Found it in a thrift store. So I decided to paint it black to kind of hide some of the imperfections. But that does come with its own imperfections because I haven't painted it perfectly and I'm trying to touch it up right now as carefully as possible. But that's to say that setting time aside to do something like this where it's like very hands-on, I just feel like it's immensely rewarding, and honestly my brain just feels happier sometimes doing things with my hands. Rewiring our brains. It's not about perfection, okay? I never aim to be perfect. I've tried that too many times in my life and it just hasn't worked. I think it's about showing up consistently and to keep trying to improve. And that's why I like to say it's not about perfection, it's more about intention. I want to have this gentle return to curiosity, to allow myself to get there without any crazy deadlines or to-do lists. And I really hope that this video inspires you to do the same. Let's try our best to reclaim our attention span. I really want to spend more of my life in actual silence, like just focusing on something. Doesn't mean you have to be doing nothing and be bored, but I think being bored is actually a good thing too, and to just like let yourself sit with your thoughts a lot more. And if you want to join me on this journey or share your own experiences with reclaiming your attention span, feel free to leave some comments down below. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos. I definitely plan to make more on this kind of topic because I think it's something really important for us to all work on in our own lives. I think we're very much the generation that is dealing with just such an influx of social media and digital noise that's just always coming in. So definitely stay tuned for those future videos too. Hello. That was perfect timing. I just finished filming a YouTube video. Oh. I'm so glad I'm done.
That's so funny.
Because I would have gotten clammed up.